Ma'ayo Utto. Good afternoon. Welcome to our Mindanao Dream. Today's video is about the good, the bad, and possibly ugly here in the Philippines that we've experienced.
So let's start with the bad.
Let's start with the bad. We'd been living here about 4 months in the Philippines, living in Gamawan with Tatay. In that time, we purchased the house here in Forest Drive. A week after we moved in to this Forest Drive house, we were having dinner at Tatay's on a Friday night, I believe it was, and we were left here around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. Got back around 7 to find that our house was broken into and somebody had robbed us.
Yeah. We left around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and we came back home around 7 p.m. So we didn't think something will rob us in the daytime. So anyway, we got home, opened our door. Our Shih Tzu dog was inside the living room. We saw there's a lot of poop all over the place of the floor in the living room, and then the house was a mess.
Well, that my wooden chest that I keep valuables in wasn't in the bedroom anymore. It was there in the sala.
Yeah.
With the lock broke off.
Yeah, it's like somebody ransacked the place and all over all the things all over the place. So our dog was like being scared. Siguro being scared.
The Shih Tzu was shitless.
Yeah, we're able to shit because of being scared. So anyway, when we got to our room, out of all the rooms, only our room was the one was total mess.
Yeah,
it's like all the drawers are a mess. All the things are on the floor. So at that time we have 5 rooms in this house, but for some reason only our bedroom was being ransacked and total mess. And so we found out with all the things that he could have taken, he only took the money. He found the money that we stashed somewhere in a drawer, 22,000 pesos.
And plus whatever, I had some dollar bills. I had some older certificate $2 bills that he took as well.
Yeah, so he took all the
cash,
old bills, of dollar bills, and of all the things that he could have taken, we have our tablets there, cell phone from the US, your watch, valuable watch that you have just displayed there on top of the counter in our bedroom. It was never taken. So I was like, what was taken? Because everything was still in there, but although it was a mess, but it's still there. But then we found out that the money that we stashed in the drawer was gone.
And it wasn't it was like, we took our own phones with us, but we had old phones, Galaxy Note, whatever at the time, that we didn't use, and they were just stuck in one of the drawers as well. And it wasn't like 2 weeks later, a month later, we realized, oh, those phones are gone.
Yeah, it wasn't like few months later we found out that our phones from the US were gone. So I told Charlie, maybe he'll come back because he forgot the charger. He can't turn that on. He forgot the charger. Anyway, it was the most scariest moment that we experienced first time here in the Philippines.
It was scary, but it was also what's the word? Invasive. Somebody came into
your bedroom,
our home, into our bedroom, some stranger.
Yeah, it was and so after that we contacted the police, and police took pictures of the whole scenario, and then they said they will. What happened is the thief is he broke. We found where he came in. He broke the grill of the window.
Yeah,
in the
in the back side of the house.
At that time, we don't have we have a dog, but they were still puppies outside, and so yeah, we don't have CCTV at that time because we just moved in, and so the police said we'll make an investigation and blah blah, and so but since that time that we got robbed, we're always paranoid. Every little noise that we hear while we're sleeping, we're like getting up and jumping in bed.
Well, the previous owner, they said, we lived here for 25 years, never had a problem.
Yes.
Then we were here a week, and then we had a problem. And it wasn't a couple days later, our neighbors that live in Belgium, they weren't there, but they have caretakers there. Their family stays there. And all of a sudden we heard this, banging on the gate and noise and dogs barking and stuff, and then all of a sudden people climbing over the gate to get in, and so Pearl calls the wrong guy captain.
No, I called the police.
Oh, you got police, okay.
Because we just got robbed a few months ago, and then we saw the neighbor.
It wasn't months.
Oh, it wasn't. We saw someone on our neighbor, in the gate's neighbor, or I mean the fence of the neighbor, climbing over the top to get inside. So what were we thinking? Oh, somebody, our neighbor got robbed too. So I called right away the police. So the police came in. They got in there. They climbed over our fence to get to the neighbor's fence. And then they investigated, found out that us being paranoid, found out that the person that climbed over the fence to
was
get
a family
inside
member.
was a family member. Forgot his keys of the lock of the gate.
And whoever was there was either asleep or didn't hear him because they didn't come in to unlock it.
So
I didn't feel bad because I felt we did the right thing.
And so the police said, "Oh, Mom, it was a family member. It wasn't the thief." It's like, "Oh my gosh, I feel bad because I called you guys." And so the police said, "Oh, that's okay because you just got robbed and you're just being precautionary action. You did your part to help the neighbor because they may get robbed too." So the police told the person of the family member of the neighbor told the person that next time you don't do that because somebody might shoot you.
Wouldn't be us. We don't have any guns.
I mean, the police, if it happens, the police got in there and shoot the person. We'll find out it was the family member. I forgot the lock of the key of the gate. So, yeah, it was but after that, we're always paranoid. And since then, we put up CCTV
inside and outside.
Inside and outside. As you can see in the tour of our house, that there are CCTVs all over because we got robbed and we just don't want to happen that again.
Yeah, we even have CCTV cameras on the outside looking at the man gate and the vehicle gate because we've heard, have not actually seen, and it hasn't happened to us, whereas a delivery guy, J&T, whatever, bringing packages to us, or not to us, but to people, and there's more than one delivery guy there, or they're just staking the place out and waiting for a delivery to show up, and when they open up the gate, they break in.
Yeah.
So
there are a lot of scenarios could happen, so we just want to be careful since we got robbed. So few months later, our neighbor up the road, they have a really nice house there too. The owner were living in Australia, but they got CCTV all over their house. And then it just so happened when the thief came in that they were looking at the CCTV. So they called the police while they're in Australia. They called their sister that was here living around this area, and so they called the police, and so they got the thief. They got the robber.
Yeah. They
And
caught
so
them.
They caught them, and so later on, the police came up to us and said, "Mom, remember the you got robbed before? I think this is the same guy that robbed on your place, because this guy robbed on that place too, and your neighbor right up on the road there." But the same scenario, what he did is he's a very thin guy that he could like extend the little hole so that he can get inside the house. It's like he's like very flexible.
Okay.
Yeah. So since then they got that thief. They caught him, and so since then we don't have problems anymore being robbery around this area.
We're proactive, and so we're not going to let it happen again.
Yeah. So that's just one of the things that we could be careful and be cautious here living in the Philippines. Although it is a safe area, it's just that everywhere there's always bad and good. So we just have sometimes to be careful and aware with our surroundings sometimes, and be aware of whoever we deal with every day.
Yeah. Now, the bad that turned ugly. We were coming back from Butuan and had to go through San Fran's to get home. So we only had about an hour, a little over an hour and 15-minute drive left from a 3.5-hour drive. There's a big roundabout that you have to go through to change directions. And we got into the roundabout fine, past the first exit on the roundabout, and there was a tricycle to our left. Well, I don't know what he was thinking. I'm not going to assume what he thought, but he turned to make that exit after I had already passed him, almost. So he hit right past it's a 4-door pickup, and so right past the back passenger door and the bed of the truck, he hit with his tricycle. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I got hit, we stopped. Girl says, "Oh my gosh!" So she jumps out of the truck, and we both got there. And first thing I see when we get out there, there's a lady, an elderly lady, laying on the pavement. Oh, ay. And all of a sudden, I can't count how many Filipinos and Filipinas just emerged from wherever.
Yeah.
They did it. It was his fault. They weren't even there, but they saw an American or saw a foreigner, and automatically I was guilty. It was my fault.
Yeah. So what happened is there was no police came because they were busy with somewhere else. There were some accidents also with somewhere else. But then there was a traffic enforcer there. We were waiting for the police. We were just standing there waiting for the police to investigate whose fault it is, because in our side it's not our fault. We have a dash cam that can tell or prove that it's not our fault, because we already passed him, and then suddenly somebody hit us in the back side of the vehicle. And so, but then on their side, it's his fault. He's the one who's driving, that we hit the tricycle, something like that. So anyway, all the people are already judging that it was foreigner's fault, it was his fault, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, we're just standing there waiting for the police. Around 15-20 minutes, nobody came. So traffic enforcer came, and so the traffic enforcer asked us, "Do you have complete documentation, ma'am? Your registration, everything?" Yeah, we got everything. And so he asked the tricycle driver. And so what happened is found out that the tricycle driver don't have a driver's license, don't have a franchise, it's illegal for him to collect passengers. The fact that he has no franchise, and then
Well, he's not to be on the road because he only had a student permit.
and plus he has no registration of his tricycle.
Yep.
So all of those connected, and so the traffic enforcer said that, "Ma'am, can you just the driver and you guys can settle this. Don't need to get this up to the police station, because the I could see from the situation that the driver will be much in trouble. The fact that he's taking passenger without franchise, without registration of his tricycle, plus he has no driver's license, he has no documentation at all, and just have mercy of him because he has no money and everything that he can pay the penalty and blah blah blah." So things like that. And so there is a passenger, he has a passenger that possible there is a minor
Injury.
that needs to be taken to the hospital for X-ray or observation or whatever. And so the wife of the driver told us that, "Ma'am, can we just settle this and stuff so that we can just go in our ways and blah blah." And so I said, "Okay, we can settle, and for us also in that way we could go home, not we can go home and not driving the road already dark, because it's around like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon." So we talk and stuff like that. And okay, we will pay whatever, we will pay half whatever is the injury of the passenger that is taken to the hospital, and you pay half. And she said, "Ma'am, we don't have money," and blah blah blah. "Okay, just call me, here's my number." So we exchanged numbers. The next morning, they were harassing me that it's our fault, that you guys need to pay all of this and blah blah blah. And so I went to the police station the next morning here and showed the police station here, even though it didn't happen here, but it happened somewhere at the next city in San Fran. But I showed him our dash cam of whose really fault it is. And so the police here said that, "No, ma'am, you don't have to pay anything for his passenger because it shows the dash cam. It's not you guys' fault. It's not your husband's fault. So you don't have to pay for his passenger's damage and stuff like that. But out of the kindness of your heart, if you want to help, you can help." And that's what he said. And so all this, to get rid of all the stress that these people keep harassing us with money, extorting us with money, and they think, "Oh, you need to pay us 20K because of this and this and this."
Well, because even the lady that was in the tricycle that got knocked out onto the ground, their family somehow got our phone number, our Pearl's phone number, and contacted her and was demanding that we pay all of the medical bills.
So anyway, and the police said they can't demand you for how much money you can help, because it's you guys not fault. There is an evidence here in your dash cam. I can even see it and stuff like that. So anyway, but these people keep harassing, calling and blah blah blah. And so the police there also in the where it happened also called me and said, "Yes sir, I have a dash cam. I'm cameras, footage. I can show you. And so the police said, "Yeah, that's okay, ma'am, no problem," and blah blah. And so anyway, so just to get rid of everything stress that they're causing us, harassing me with phone calls and texts, all that stuff. So anyway, I just send them money, and that's all, and everything else.
Send them money and then block the phone numbers.
And it's just sometimes it's a lesson learned that when you are in an accident situation, that your husband is a foreigner, you need to pay. 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 You need to p it's already their fault or his fault.
You're already guilty.
You're already guilty. It's because, you know, he got money, we got money, and something like that. So it's sad sometimes having that reality here.
So it pays to have a dash cam in your vehicle.
Yeah, it's important to have a dash cam in your vehicle.
Yeah.
So yeah, that got resolved. We just send him money, even we don't have to, but we're good people, so we help. And so that was all the bad experience.
Those are the bad, and the bad that turned ugly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, on to good.
So let's do the good.
Okay, we had to go to Tagum. We were going to do some modifications, repairs, something with the Ford, and so we had to take 2 vehicles there because we weren't going to take the bus or take a van back. We dropped the Ford off, and we're heading back in the Bongo, and we got about maybe 2 hours of our 4-hour trip going back, and all of a sudden the fan belt, we didn't know, all of a sudden there's all some smoke started coming up through the engine compartment. In the Bongo, the engine sits right there in the center between the driver and the passenger. This is a 4-door. There was 3 people in the back, and then plus me and Kuya were up front. Anyway, the engine compartment, all of a sudden smoke started just bellowing back into the cab of the truck, and then the engine just shut off. We were able to pull it over the side and open up the hood and determined that the fan belt had broken and the engine overheated and seized up.
So we had to get out quickly of the Bongo because it's smoking all over inside. So luckily we were able to stop in the area where there were barangay or community there is living there. I'm just grateful that we didn't stop in
get stuck in some rural area where
there's nobody there. So anyway, there were people there, saw us, saw the trouble. So they entertain us, they accommodate us, they give us seats in the side of the road so we can sit, right? Mm-hmm. And so that was nice of them. And then they went and get a mechanic for us that can take a look of the Bongo. So when they came back, they got the mechanic came, and the mechanic said, "Ma'am, there's no way we can fix this overnight. It has to stay there. This Bongo is not running at all." So we were thinking, oh my goodness, how are we gonna get home? Because we still have like 2 hours to go home, to get home.
And it was getting dark.
It was getting dark, and then it seems like it's gonna rain.
Yeah, weather was turning.
Yeah, turning overcast, and so I told him, oh my gosh, how so he heard, and so he said, "Ma'am, I have a small car. I don't know if you would be okay that I can take you home to wherever you're going, your destination." And so, "Are you okay with the small car? I can take you home." So then I said, "Are you sure? Because there's 5 of us, and then it's still 2 hours, and it's already dark when it's already evening when you come back here." And he said, "Yeah, that's fine. And so he took his car, the small car, and then this car was like very small.
Well, like a Honda Civic sized car.
Yeah. And 5 of us, we really make it fit inside of that car. And we're sitting like, very tight to each other. So anyway, he managed to take us home safely in spite of the weather. The rain is pouring rain, and it's dark, and it's, what do you got, a headlight?
Oh, yeah, headlights.
His headlights.
The high beam didn't work.
It's not working, and all he can see is the line in the middle of the road. That's what he's basing to drive. I said, how can you drive something like that? You can't even see the road because it was pouring rain. He said, I'm just basing the line in the middle. So he was just driving so slow as long as we can get home safely, and it was very nice of him.
We offered to put him up here, let him sleep here the night, and then leave tomorrow morning. But he insisted he wanted to go back that night. So yeah, he drove back another 2.5 hours or whatever it took to get all the way back to where he lived after he dropped us off.
Yeah. So we gave him something, and then I was just so grateful that somebody took his time to get us home, because I'm always fearful of when we're traveling and something like that happened. We're in the middle of the road and nobody's there for us to help, and then especially my husband is American, and it can be attractive to other people's eyes. This got money, this foreigner got money. So anyway, I was just so grateful for that man that helped us in that situation. And yeah, there are bad things happen to us, but there are also good people that
Good things come out of it.
yeah, that happen. Good people that willing to help us in times of needs like that. So another good experience.
You tell it.
Everything is good. Everything is good. Just very little bad.
Yeah.
But about the driver's license, yeah, Charlie was about to go to the bank. So for some reason, he doesn't like taking his whole wallet to the bank for his ID. He just took the ID, his driver's license, and went to the bank. Came back, and then all of a sudden, I got a few hours later, I got a call from the bank manager. Said, "Ma'am, do you lost your husband's ID, a driver's license? Because I saw a post on Facebook that whoever owned this driver's license or know this person, stuff like that." And so I know the person. He left his contact number because he saw that whoever owned this driver's license came from the bank. So he went inside the bank and let them know, and so he left his contact number, and so we contacted the person that found his driver's license, and he gave us back to us, and we were so grateful, because you know how hard it is or difficult it is to get another driver's license here in the Philippines. Once it's stolen, there's a lot of trouble or paperwork and waiting time that you have to do. So that is really an amazing experience that his driver's license was got returned by the person, whoever found it. But we gave him a little something for being thankful. So yeah, that was another thing that good experience that happened here. That it's not all bad. Something you lost something, a good person that can find it, and it will get returned to you.
Another one was earlier than that, because Tatay and Pearl and I were in his tricycle going somewhere. It doesn't matter, I know where we were going, but we were passing Land Bank, and you know how tricycles are, they're really bouncy, and I had my phone in my side pocket in my shorts, and with the vibration and everything, it fell out of my pocket onto the ground, out of the tricycle onto the road. And I didn't know it until I got home that it was missing. And so Pearl called the phone, and the person answered it, and with talking back and forth, they came up with a time and a place to meet, and they gave the phone back.
Yeah, it was the tricycle driver who found the phone, and so we meet up in a meeting place, and so he returned the phone and we gave him something back as a thankful.
Because I've heard of, since that time that happened, I've heard other people having lost the phone, call the phone and it's dead. They don't ever answer it, or if they do answer it, they say it's my phone now. So just really thankful that for these two incidences that we've told you about, that the people here in Managua, you can find some really honest, caring people here.
Yeah. So in spite of the bad, there's still a lot of good experience or good things that could happen here in the Philippines. The good outweighs the bad. So that's all we have experienced the Philippines. My husband living here for 6 years now.
Yep.
Right?
6+.
So yeah. So I hope you guys can learn from our experience.
Or you got a good laugh.
Good laugh at it.
Anyway, we appreciate you watching. Until next time, from here in the Philippines, Mindanao, Bislig, Forest Drive, Cape Villa, Salamat. God bless.
See you next time.